Uh, Welcome to another one of my videos. I am so excited to be reading this book with you guys. I've read all my hundreds of books I have on my shelves over and over again, and now I'm happily excited to be reading a book I haven't read, and I will be sharing it all with you guys. So far, I've only read, I believe, the first chapter. I'll be reading some the main points in it, chapter 1. And then this will be a series on this book, A Course in Miracles. Incredible. What it says, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. It makes a fundamental distinction between the real and the unreal, between knowledge and perception. Knowledge is truth under one law, and the law of love or God. Truth is unalterable, eternal, unambiguous. It can be unrecognized, but it cannot be changed. It applies to everything that God created, and only what He created is real. It is beyond learning because it is beyond time and process. It has no opposite, no beginning, and no end. It merely is. The world of perception, on the other hand, is the world of time, of change, beginnings and ending. It is based on interpretation, not on facts. It is the world of birth and death, founded on the belief in scarcity, loss, separation, and death, etc. From knowledge and perception, respectively, two distinct thought systems arise which are opposite in every respect. In the realm of knowledge, no thoughts exist apart from God, because God and His creation share one will. The world of perception, however, is made by the belief in opposites and separate wills, in perpetual conflict with each other and with God. What perception sees and hears appears to be real because it permits into awareness only what conforms to the wishes of the perceiver. This leads to a world of illusions, a world which needs constant defenses precisely because it is not real. Projection makes perception. As we learn to recognize our perceptual errors, we also learn to look past them or forgive. At the same time, we are forgiving ourselves, looking past our distorted self-concepts to the self that God created in us and as us. Sin is defined as lack of love. Since love is all there is, sin in the sight of the Holy Spirit is a mistake to be corrected rather than an evil to be punished. The self that God created needs nothing. It is forever complete, safe, loved, and loving. It seeks to share rather than to get, to extend rather than to project. Perception is a function of the body and therefore represents a limit on awareness. The opposite of seeing through the body's eyes is the vision of Christ, which reflects strength rather than weakness, unity rather than separation, and love rather than fear. Forgiveness is unknown in heaven, where the need for it would be inconceivable. However, in this world, forgiveness is a necessary correction for all the mistakes that we have made. To offer forgiveness is the only way for us to have it, for it reflects the law of heaven, that giving and receiving are the same. Heaven is the natural state of all the sons of God as He created them. Such is the reality forever. It has not changed because it has been forgotten. Forgiveness is the means by which we will remember. Through forgiveness, the thinking of the world is reversed. The forgiven world becomes the gate of heaven. Because by its mercy we can at last forgive ourselves. Holding no one prisoner to guilt, we become free. Acknowledging Christ in all our brothers, we recognize His presence in ourselves. Forgetting all our misconceptions and with nothing from the past to hold us back, we can remember God. Beyond this, learning cannot go. When we are ready, God Himself will take the final step in our return to Him. The Course of Miracles. Here's the context that we will be going over. The meaning of miracles, the separation and the atonement, the innocent perception, the illusions of the ego, healing and wholeness, lessons of love, the gifts of the kingdom, the journey back, the acceptance of the atonement, the idols of sickness, God or the ego, the Holy Spirit curriculum, the guiltless world, teaching for truth, the holy instant, forgiveness of illusions, forgiveness and the holy relationship. Chapter 18, the passing of the dream. 19, the attainment of peace. 20, the vision of holiness. reason and perception, salvation and the holy relationship, the war against yourself, the goal of specialness, the justice of God, chapter 25, the transition, the healing of the dream, the undoing of fear, chapter 29, the awakening, 30, the new beginning, chapter 31, the final vision. Introduction. This is a course in miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. This course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. The meaning of miracles. Principles of miracles. Chapter 1. Miracles are everyone's right, but purification is necessary first. Yum, yum, yum. So true. Miracles make minds one in God. True. Miracles are natural signs of forgiveness. Through miracles, you accept God's forgiveness by extending it to others. A miracle is a universal blessing from God through me to all my brothers. It is the privilege of the forgiven to forgive. Miracles honor you because you are lovable. Miracles are examples of right thinking, aligning your perceptions with truth as God created it. When you return to your original form of communication with God by direct revelation, the need for miracles is over. Heaven and earth shall pass away means that they will not continue to exist as separate states. My word, which is the resurrection and the life, shall not pass away because life is eternal. You are the work of God, and his work is wholly lovable and wholly loving. This is how a man must think of himself in his heart, because this is what he is. The forgiven are the means of the atonement. Being filled with spirit, they forgave in return. Spirit is in a state of grace forever. Your reality is only spirit. Therefore, you are in a state of grace forever. Realize this. You respond to what you perceive, and as you perceive, so shall you behave. You should look out from the perception of your own holiness to the holiness of others. The escape from darkness. The escape from darkness involves two stages. First, the recognition that darkness cannot hide. This step usually entails fear. Second, the recognition that there is nothing you want to hide, even if you could. Reality belongs only to spirit, and the miracle acknowledges only truth. Your mind can be possessed by illusions, but spirit is eternally free. Wholeness in spirit. To change your mind means to place it at the disposal of truth, authority. Illusion of needs. The real purpose of this world is to use it to correct your unbelief. You can never control the effects of fear yourself because you made fear and you believe in what you made. In attitude, then, though not in content, you resemble your Creator, who has perfect faith in his creations because he created them. Belief produces the acceptance of existence. That is why you can believe what no one else thinks is true. It is true for you because it was made by you. All aspects of fear are untrue because they do not exist at the creative level and therefore do not exist at all. To whatever extent you are willing to submit your beliefs to this test, to that extent are your perceptions corrected. In sorting out the false from the true, the miracle proceeds along these lines. Perfect love casts out fear. If fear exists, then there is not perfect love. But only perfect love exists. If there is no fear, it produces a state that does not exist. Believe this, and you will be free. Only God can establish this solution, and this faith is his gift. I'm glad you love the way I read. J.R. Kearney. Richard. Amen. Namaste. Chapter 2, the separation and the atonement. I'm so glad I'm reading this. I'm along with reading a new book, I'm learning Braille too. Reading like the blind people. It's so amazing. The origins of separation. The Garden of Eden, or the pre-separation condition, was a state of mind in which nothing was needed. When Adam listened to the lies of the serpent, all he heard was untruth. You do not have to continue to believe what is not true unless you choose to do so. Amazing. That's powerful right there. So true. The atonement as defense. You believe in what you value. If you are afraid, you are valuing wrongly. Denial of error is a strong defense of truth, but denial of truth results in miscreation, the projections of the ego. Okay, hope you guys like this video. That's it for today. Stay tuned. Have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your night. Amen. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. It's all love.